Alright there guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, and today, as you can see from the title, we are going to be talking about the LGBT Poppy. As you guys know, tomorrow is the 11th of November, aka Remembrance Day, for all the soldiers that lost their lives in World War I, as it will be the 101st anniversary of when World War I finally ended, from 1914 to 1918. But that's not even what everyone's talking about for Remembrance Day. Instead, the uproar that has happened, this also happened last year, but not to the degree it's happening this year. It's even bigger than this year than it was last year. It's, as I've just said, the LGBT Poppy, which is basically a normal red poppy with just less than a quarter of it tinted with rainbow with the LGBT rainbow colours, right? I mean, so do I agree with it or not? I'm not saying, because that's not what this video is about. Well, this video is going to be about talking about why is there even any uproar to begin with about this? That's what the video is going to be about. So, if you go on Twitter and type in LGBT Poppy, you will see so much uproar from both sides, from LGBT people and non-LGBT people. So basically, the main issue that has been talked about for this is the LGBT are trying to hijack. This is what people are saying. People are saying that the non-LGBT people, and quite a lot of them, I am not one of these people, but a lot of them have said that the LGBT Poppy is basically them trying to hijack Remembrance Day to make it all about them. That's what the issue. That's what they're saying the issue is, right? Because they feel that the normal red poppy already includes everyone. Literally includes everyone already. So they feel that the LGBT poppy just doesn't need to exist. There is no point in it. That is what they're saying. And if you take it at face value without looking into it, you can kind of see why some people would make that judgment. Because in a way, it could look like the LGBT are just trying to hijack Remembrance Day to push their own agenda onto Remembrance Day, to make it less about the people less about a remembrance of war and more about LGBT soldiers that gave their lives. And the main thing that's coming out of this is the non-LGBT people saying that the LGBT Poppy is incredibly disrespectful, because they're saying that the LGBT are trying to force their own agenda onto Remembrance Day to make it more about them than remembering everyone. And what are the LGBT saying? Well, first of all, this LGBT Poppy, it's not actually real. Alright, it doesn't exist. It's not actually a real poppy that can be bought anywhere. The images of it, of course, are real, but someone will have just made it. Like, there's no actual place you can go to and buy one of these poppies. But that doesn't stop the uproar. And the LGBT people, a lot of LGBT people agree with this poppy and are saying that it's not disrespectful and it's to honour the gay men and women that gave their lives in World War I. And that does make sense, but does the red poppy already include everyone? At no point has the poppy ever not included someone. The Poppy has never been announced to purposely not include the gay people from it, or black people, or anyone. The Poppy is tries to be as inclusive as possible, and the Poppy has never ever been about only straight people, which is what some LGBT people think it is about. It's only about straight people. But who knows? You see, the issue created is that, let's say somebody decided to make a straight Poppy. I don't know how that would work, right? I don't know how that would work at all, but think about it. If somebody made a straight Poppy, right, that was to remember all the straight men and women that gave their lives in World War One, I feel that a lot of people in the LGBT, not everyone, and I need to stress that, not everybody in the LGBT agrees with the LGBT Poppy, okay? But the ones that do agree with this LGBT Poppy, if there was a straight Poppy that only honoured the straight people that died in World War One and Two, which there were a lot of, they would be in absolute uproar, like the non-LGBT people are now. But they would be in uproar, saying how disrespectful and homophobic this Poppy is, that it's purposely not including gay people, right? So if you think about that, then if you think about that, that makes sense of why non-LGBT people would be annoyed, offended, and angry at the LGBT Poppy, because because a lot of the LGBT people that do agree with this Poppy only want to acknowledge the gay soldiers that died and not anyone else. You could see this as kind of a double standards thing. It's like if we made a Poppy for only straight people, they would be in absolute uproar. But when they make a Poppy all about them, and we're in uproar, we're seen as the people that are overreacting. And the main argument for the non-LGBT people is gay and straight people fought in World War One together. They weren't fighting against each other, they fought together, as brothers, as comrades. The sexuality was not important. They fought together as equals. And I wonder how all the gay soldiers that did unfortunately pass away in World War One and gave their lives for our freedom, I wonder how they would feel about this. That would be a very interesting thing to ask them, if they were still alive. How would the gay soldiers feel about the LGBT Poppy? Would they agree with it, or would they disagree with it? Who knows? So, is the LGBT Poppy disrespectful? I'm not going to say, because you can look at it two ways. Yes, you could see it as the first way. Yes, it is disrespectful because the LGBT are trying to hijack a day of remembrance from everyone, not just straight people, straight white people, but literally everyone. And one of the main arguments that the non-LGBT people have used is the LGBT already have Pride Month, which is in June. They're saying that you already have an entire month to over-specialise your sexuality. These are just things I've read. Over-specialise your sexuality to everyone for an entire month. you do not need to. This is not about you specifically. It's about everyone together. And then you could look at the second option, that it's not disrespectful, because after World War One, gay people still got discriminated. Even the gay ones that survived in World War One were discriminated against and probably killed very, very soon after the war. One person from the LGBT has said that these gay soldiers fought for your freedom to hate us, fought for your right to hate us. That is actually a pretty impressive statement, because throughout history that's kind of proven true. The gay soldiers fought for straight people to hate gay people and discriminate against them. But we're not in that time frame anymore. We're not in that time period. We're not in the 1910s. We're in the 2010s, over 100 years later. Gay and LGBT rights have changed drastically. They have massively improved over the past 100 years. And I don't know if this is true, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think, especially at least in the UK, well, in England specifically, is there any rights that the LGBT people from the LGBT don't have that straight people do have? Do we have any more rights than them now, or do we all have the same rights? I'm not sure, and I'm not going to say whether it's fact, because I don't know. But there are some LGBT people that disagree with this Poppy and think there is no point in it, because the red, black and green, the red Poppy with the black in the middle and the green, the red Poppy represents the blood that was shed by all of the soldiers that fought in World War One for us, not only the straight ones, but everyone. The green stem is to represent the ground that the blood was spilled onto, and the black circle in the middle is for the widowed and loved ones who lost their partners in World War One, who saw their partners leave to go join the troops in World War One, but they never returned. So I'd be very intrigued to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Do you agree with the LGBT Poppy? Is it needed? Or is it just another overly specialised, agenda-driven stunt to try and make something that was about everyone only about the LGBT? And I'd love to know what you guys think about my example. Do you guys think this could be a double standards thing, where if a straight Poppy was made, the LGBT would be in uproar calling the straight people homophobic because it's a straight Poppy for only honouring straight people, but the LGBT but straight people are not allowed to be in uproar about a LGBT Poppy, which a lot of them only want to acknowledge the gay soldiers that died and not the straight ones. I mean, a straight Poppy should not exist. Let's make sure that never happens. No one's ever spoke about that. I've never seen anyone even think about that. I just used it as an example. But the fact that the LGBT are calling anybody who disagrees with this, with the LGBT Poppy homophobic, that's not right. Just because you don't agree with something the LGBT have made, does not instantly make you homophobic. Supporting LGBT rights, which is something which I do, and supporting an LGBT agenda-driven thing is not the same thing. Some people think that LGBT rights and the LGBT agenda are the same thing, but they're not. You can support their rights without supporting their agenda. And if anyone from the LGBT is watching, do you think that the LGBT rainbow poppy is disrespectful or not? Imagine the uproar next year when this comes around. I bet there'll be even more uproar next year than there is right now. The uproar is just going to keep increasing. And I feel that there are a lot of straight people want the LGBT poppy to be completely condemned and not exist at all, because I feel like they could fear that if we allow the LGBT poppy to exist in, I don't know, 15 to 20 years time, the poppy could be only rainbow coloured and not be completely red anymore, and every poppy that exists is rainbow coloured, and Remembrance Day has gone from being remembering all the soldiers as equals, which we always have, which we do, to only care about the gay soldiers that died in the war and forget about anyone else, because then they're not important. Only the gay ones are important. I see it as I said before, the straight, gay, not fighting against each other, fighting together. And gay people didn't do any more than straight people in the war, and straight people didn't do any more than gay people in the war. They fought together. They did the same amount of work. They put in the same amount of effort. Nobody worked harder than anyone else. So that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys have enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on my social medias. Let me know your opinions on the LGBT poppy down in the comments. And until next time, guys, catch you later.